No way. Man. Or this a bit. A better way. I have a longer cable now, so I'm just gonna wire it around the back and then just plug it into the front of my PS2 rather than plugged into power strip extension lead. I saw you get my power strip USB port. It's all collapsing in front of me. To like should work. But now I need to get my capture card to pick up the HDMI port again. I think I'm just gonna have to like unplug the USB and plug it back in for the capture end. No, it's still not. I have to turn my upscaler off and on again. Nope, that didn't do anything. God damn it. Sake. All for the sake of not playing on CRT. That's all I need this fucking HDMI splitter for, is just so I don't have to play on CRT. Fuck's sake. want to just boot up and play, but HDMI splitters having issues, so bump the cable and then it just loses all fucking like signal. Fuck's sake. And now I've like put the cable in like a better way, and now it just won't pick up the fucking HDMI signal. So not enough power on the PS2 to do that. It should do, because I mean it's lighting up, shows both the LEDs. I think the best thing to troubleshoot here would be to plug the initial HDMI straight into the capture card and see if that works. Okay, so it's on the splitter's end. It's on the splitter's end because it's lighting up. It's on the splitter's end, definitely. That means I need to solve what's wrong with the splitter. I accidentally hit the Alt B button. No, that's still not making a difference. Even after pressing those buttons, it's still not making a difference. Lol, you play on CRT. Why do you play on CRT? I have to, because otherwise I have to deal with this shit. You fart on the fucking cable and then I fucking have to spend another 30 minutes getting the fucking signal to come up because of the fucking HDMI splitter, because my capture card has no pass through. There you go, that's the fucking reason. All the while, time is still going. Close flow timer so that when I exit these splits, it doesn't come up the flow timer. Reopen flow timer. My cable is managed a bit better. The only thing that can call it out is if I go to grab my tub of like gum and then I just like accidentally rub against it. I mean, while we're here, I think I can wire that a bit better still. Get it behind the, or underneath the Wii cables. I might shoot myself in the foot with this because it might take me another 20 minutes to get it up and running again, but I've got to help mitigate it from happening during runs as much as I can, so I may as well just wire it a bit smarter while I'm here. No, it seems to have come back up. Okay. Solved it. Until the next time I get complacent and accidentally rub against the cable again. But I mean, I'm moving the cable around now on the PS2 end, and it's not like making a cut out. I think it's more if I like rubbing it on the end of the cable where it's actually, you know, the micro male end of it, if that makes sense. It's more if I rub against it when it's closer to where it's actually going into the splitter. But I think the actual like USB end, I think I can move that around. That's not really an issue. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sorted. For now. A lot of unnecessary stress before I even start any attempts. That's so fucking awesome, man. Basically sets the tone for the whole day of attempts when that happens. Not necessarily. I'm probably just noticing that when it does happen. Now my TC is not picking up. And now the TC's pick up. It's being picked up, and now the capture card has gone out. Which is awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know, it's on me. Like, if I got up earlier like a normal person, I'd have time to, like, mess with this stuff and still have, like, 2 hours of cushion for runs. That's on me. It's 100% on me. There's a way you can work around it. I'm just fucking lazy. Cool. I actually started the timer correctly that time. That's good. The text boxes feel slow for some reason. Not sure if that's just me being used to practice on emulator or not, but because obviously, you know, you fast forward through text boxes sometimes, and you just like laser mash through them. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think it might be my turbo that's a little slow. It looks like 15 hertz to me. I don't know. The input display looks like 15 hertz. The LED on my brick looks like 15 hertz. I don't know. It's probably just, you know, chance that I'm just like, you know, the turbo's just not hitting the material on the correct frame or whatever. If that makes sense. I don't think I was going to get it anyway. Okay, it wasn't 15. Don't know who I was targeting there. So focused on my controller setup. So rifle anyway, so probably isn't going to... Okay. I was on the correct person. My CRT looked a bit weird there. Maybe it was just the corner of my eye, like looking at the window projector, but briefly saw like a bunch of like wireframes. Kind of weird. Okay, good start. 45. 96 is a good roll. Fuck me. Holy shit. No 22s, please, Cloud. Actually, I'll put a barrier attack through, just to make sure. I mean, that could crit as well, but... more thinking about the high rolls rather than the crit chance, you know? Sadly, we have to finish the fight off like this, but... I might have burnt too much movement running up that spiral staircase. I might have wasted too much movement there, so we might not get it. But that was like an 11-4. Yeah, that was like an 1104 reactor, so we have to take it and see what happens. It's too good not to. At the moment, there was just under a 2-second diff between my run.gg timer and my actual timer. Which means the segment timer is basically at about 4:30 right now. Audio is quiet. Which end? My mic? Are you talking about my mic? Let's see, recording, properties levels 100. Game audio. Hot dog. Should work. 554 Jesse skip, something like that. God damn it. Whatever. One extra text box. Who cares? Right. Headphone users, I suggest taking off your headphones. You have until 15:35 on the timer until I'm going to start adjusting. Alright, you've been warned. Shit. How's that? Is this better? I'm going to keep going up by 1 decibel. The game audio is still, yes, that's what I'm adjusting. -1. Is that better? No difference at all. Are you trolling me? You're fucking with me, aren't you? Alright, I'm gonna put it to 0 instead of -3, which it was on earlier. It's on -1 at the moment. There is none. Oh, I see what's happened. I've turned it off on the stream end. Okay, it was there on the recording end. It was there on the recording end, but I forgot to reactivate the stream source. Thanks, Musclebelt. Yeah, referring to no audio as low is, I mean, it's accurate, but it's kind of like... I think just saying, oh, I couldn't hear anything would have been a bit better. I don't know. I'm gonna put it down to -3 now. Yeah, I deactivated it on, like, the, stream end the other day. It's always been there for the capture end, so... So for my local recording and a Twitch VOD, like, the game audio is still gonna be there, if this somehow PBs. But it you guys should be able to hear it now. Let me know if it's too loud or my mic's too quiet or whatever. Oh, you said audio is quiet and then you said no game audio. You corrected yourself. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear it. Let me know if you do. Thank you. Loud and clear, both my voice and the game. Thank you, Musclebelt. I'm gonna need it. Been practicing a little bit of stuff offline, but I should be doing runs in quite some time. Oh, I guess I had that 855 Guard Scorpion the other day, where I was missing a limit for apps. I remember why I had the game audio turned off on the stream end the other day. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, I was trying to have this on during Coral Mountains, but I had 2 encounters on the way to Coral Mountains, so I just reset. Okay, I have the tab up this time if I decide to play the track. No, the 22-1X, I missed it. God damn it. For a better Jesse skip, and a better post-Jesse skip, that would have been a 22-19. I blame Freddy for distracting me about the audio. It's all his fault. Kappa. Nah, skill issue. It is what it is. With a limit ready for apps, this is definitely the best pace I've ever been on. Like, I had a 22... I had like a mid 22-1X the other day, but obviously Cloud didn't have a limit ready for apps, so it kind of doesn't really count. If we exclude that, then this is my best pace. Hey, Ivysaur. Me too. Well, at least my 5-year-old nephew likes to do that. Okay, Cloud was attacking pretty high during the tail laser phase of Guard Scorpion, and also we had a limit, which led to a crit. So I'm not going to go into the menu for Rats. I'm just going to go in raw. His attack rolls seem to be good, and I don't need to put Hyper on him because we already have a limit stocked. So there's no need to go into the menu, I don't think. Which means we could get our fastest ever apps as well. Our fastest ever apps up until this point is a 35-34. We might beat that today. Thank you, Ivysaur. We might get lower than a 35-34. 35-34 apps. That could be cool. Could be nice. Life could be a dream. Okay, now we're gonna get a shit elevator because I burned movement on a list variable screen, forehead. The screen I bonked on is a screen where a list is moving, so we're gonna be in a different elevator now. It could push us onto an easier one that's faster, but it could also push us onto a harder one that's slower. You just never know. You know what they say, variety is the spice of life. So the fact we might get a wacky, weird, interesting elevator might be a good thing. Almost. Six-minute dressing room. Cringe. I'm really shit at wall market these days. I used to be able to get like 559 consistently, sometimes like 557s, like at a dressing room, but I'm not getting those anymore. Granted, I don't have a segment timer on my splits anymore, so I can't know for sure, but I mean, when I got to the dressing room, just after the timer ticked up to like 1, so I know it's not a 559, just based on that, if that makes sense. Now I'm definitely not going to go into the menu, or they wasted enough time. It's at least like 3 seconds lost so far from that wall market. Guys, Matt Mate's live. Let's go. So did I say Matt Mate? And Mike Mate.
Yeah! Fucking shit, yeah, motherfuck.
Yeah, I think we got it. No extra wave. What's my new best app's gonna be? For now, it was a 3534. No, the 352X. No. Sucks. But hey, my best apps before, that was with like a Crit Braver on apps, so we're beating our best split time that had that in it, so still feels good. I think here we can just hold up, right? I might have to like release run. Oh, never mind. It sucks. I'm gonna throw in a change. However, what I just said is a bit misleading, because we did have a crit braver at Guard Scorpion, but that doesn't deal as much damage as those apps. We still had a crit braver in somewhere though, so... Can't give myself too much credit, you know. The only credit I can give myself is that I didn't choke the opportunity, like, from getting that crit braver. That really should be the expectation, to be honest. Like, if I'm like sub 645 level and I'm choking after getting a crit braver on Guard Scorpion, then it's like, you know. I mean, everyone makes mistakes in this game, no one's perfect. It's the only thing I can give myself credit for is being given the opportunity of like crit braver, and up until this point I haven't wasted it, but it doesn't really matter until elevator does it. I could just get this crazy pace here and then still just get a shit elevator, fuck it up. Which is very possible because I did, you know. I mean, not necessarily, but, you know, I did bonk in one of the wall market screens where list is moving, so if I get a hard seed and I can't pull it off, then that would count as choking it. No point attack buffer in here because you have to wait for him to drop down to the ground. Come on. Okay, my best rune is a 4132. Crazy Reno. By itself, you know, we had one preemptive. It was a decent fight, but it wasn't crazy, but the split. I've never seen a 41-2X in my life. I might have seen Luz get one at some point. I can't remember though. As far as I can remember, it was the first time I've seen one, period. That's fucking insane. 41-2X, and it's like basically a low one. I mean, it's pretty much mid, but it's the lower end of mid. Like, that is ridiculous. That is unfathomably stupid. So we're gonna have lost at least 10 seconds to my best segments from apps from when I've had a crit braver start, but yeah, look at that, like. I've lost like 33.4 seconds to my summer bests. 33.4 seconds lost on my summer best. That is insane. Like, up to like 42 minutes into a run, I've only lost like just over half a minute. That is ridiculous. Like, that is... It's insane. There's no other way to put that. That is just fucking insane. Like, I'm gonna hide these just so I don't get scared by the pace. I'm still gonna be able to see that that split time is fucking ridiculous, but... What the fuck? Holy moly. Okay, to calm myself down, I'm going to look at what the average segment here is. It's an 1840. Best split time gets a 1756, so on average we're going to lose about 44 seconds to my best pace times here. And we're 7 seconds ahead at the moment, so realistically we are going to be 37 seconds behind my best pace time after the split. But that's only really if I mess up one of the jumps. If I get all of the jumps, I might... We might still be behind best pace. I might get like a 59.40 or something. But... Yeah, fucking hell, that's unreal. And I haven't played in so long that I'm just gonna fucking like choke it all later. Your Marquise, yeah, I haven't been too bad. Just, you know, sorting out family stuff, home life, you know how it be. Could have ran yesterday, but I decided to take it easy because, like, the day before I was, like, you know, hadn't had any sleep and was pretty much just, like, moving stuff the whole fucking day. Yeah. I'm going to have to log in here. Well, at least given how long it's been since I've, like, actively grown in this game, at least I'll have, like, an out for when I do fuck up, but it will still feel bad. I'll still feel bad about it. Oh no, not right now. Someone's trying to pull me. No fucking way. Alright, cool. We got stone minute at least. The old cup noodles. Go saucy bomb, thank you. I was a bit bold there. I tried to hit a position 10, and I wasted too much movement in the process. Just put it through, whatever. Is that a word I say? I don't recall ever really saying that. Oh, they got a turn. Sucks. Although, yeah, even though we had that one extra encounter, yeah, of all the 75% elevator minutes I've ever had, this is definitely the fastest 75% minute, but yeah, we're not on best pace anymore, sadly. Yeah, I was gonna say, am I really letting my intrusive thoughts win so much to the point where I'm saying it without realizing? Is hanging out with Freddy really having that much of an impact? There's got to be a term for the fear of saying that word. Do you just call that being a streamer, or do you just call that having anxiety? Which one? Oh, I'm so scared of saying this word that I never say. That might be an ally. Fuck it. I messed this up, I messed this up. I've other stuff I can do. This is a best password if I didn't mess it up, so... Gotta risk it. Okay. I had to go for it. Like, I had to take the chance, because that was a best IGT minute. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The moment I saw the opportunity for best, I had to take the risk. The moment I realised it was best and I'd already entered, I had to be like, yeah, I have to... how do I put it? I have to make an executive decision here, and I decided to do it and just take it. Yep. Is that anxiety, or is that just being a streamer? I don't know. Maybe it's a mix of both. Maybe it's deserved karma for me grandstanding against other people making the same mistake. Except, you know, people typing a letter in DMs is quite a bit less severe than, you know, just blurting out the word. Still inappropriate, but you know. Still not something you should do, but it's definitely a lot more of a severe thing to just say the word than to, like, type it. Maybe people would see it as an honest, innocent mistake. But because I've acted like I'm above it, maybe they would, you know, maybe that would be extra scrutiny, you know? But yeah, we were on best pace for 7 seconds, and now we're 19 seconds behind. Because I decided to go for position 10, and I whiffed it. We got Stone Minute at least, which helps for a Force Stealer, but in a, yeah, the Force Stealer and Judon Parade. But, yeah. Because it was best pace, I was like, okay, I have to go for the position 10 minute here. I have to go for it. It was do or die. Pace is pretty decent still, but it's not what it was. Somebody's tried calling me again. I have to set up the Kiwami. I mean, people just like to call that having intrusive thoughts, but... if you act like you're above something, and then you make the mistake of doing it, then people will probably be a bit less charitable if you do make the mistake, you know? I have to do some peepo fluting with the Kiwami in a moment. Somebody's calling me, so... Maybe I should force the encounter in the effect spot. Okay, normally, in this scenario, I wouldn't heal up the party for Barret, but because I have to use the Kiwami, probably will end up healing him, just in case I turbo through the option. So I just remembered, since I have retro input display nowadays, and I don't have to hardwire it to my PC for input display, I can just, you know, do that. Just disattach the cable and just go out of the room. Well, how nice it was to play FF7 with my daughter at 4 and just, you know, walk around the house full nail 2. I'll have to plug it in at some point because they supposedly only have like 6 hours of battery. Maybe I'm thinking DualSense, but maybe this controller as well. Maybe the V2, DS4 only has 6. I think it has 8, but I might only have 6. So yeah, I need to plug it in at some point. Oh, I forgot to check all my gills at the end of the Grunts fight. Castor Mason. I'm garbage at the game. I let ATV play already. Wow, I suck. Maybe it ran that. I think I'm lucky enough. I also got a tranquilizer drill. We've saved time at least. Granted, the escapes were really good, but still. I think maybe the fight wasn't that bad. If, save time. $899. Okay, for my gil route, I expect 559. So, you're looking at sample, or you're looking at drums. If you look at France, then that's like 340 extra I need to spend, which is basically about 4 raids. Come on, man. That sucks. I was right there. Yeah, not getting a 110 sample with a 4124 arena is very embarrassing. That is unacceptable. You should expect at least a high 110 sample with a 4124 arena, but got greedy, went for position 10 and dropped the ball. Backed it up by getting Stone in it, but Stone in it or not, like a 111 sample with a Reno that good is just like embarrassing. It's not acceptable. Yeah, with my gil route, I'm looking for 559 gil in the Grunts fight. So that would mean I need to spend like 340, which is basically like 4 grenades and some change, because these grenades are neat. $649, okay, I guess you were looking at a sample then. This is 649 gil, and then the Rod's fight plus a tranquilizer. 649, it's 549, it's like 90 gil and a tranquilizer, so that's, I either buy one extra grenade, or I sell the tranquilizer, and I get 2 extra grenades. It's a bit over, but I mean, I normally have like 100 gil lenience in my gil route anyway, so even if it is a bit over, it doesn't matter too much. I probably will sell the tranquilizer, just so they're in a better spot when I rebuy them later. Yeah, normally, like every time I decide to keep the tranquilizer, my menu before Genova Bath is slower, and a bunch of other menus are slower, like my Coral Prison menu ends up being slower as a result as well, because I forget about it. You'd think in theory that, okay, well that means in theory it's faster to not sell them, because you know where the position's going to be. But then you need to go down to Hyper anyway. You need to go down to Hyper if, like, Tranquilizer's near the top. So I'd rather have my Tranquilizers, like, right next to the Hyper, if that makes sense. Yeah, pretty much. Every time I decide to keep the Tranquilizer, like, I always have to have, like, a few extra down inputs, or, like, an R1 and, like, a few extra up inputs to get to the Hyper. Because of how annoying that is, just for peace of mind, I think I'm going to just sell the Tranquilizer and buy 2 extra grenades before bottom as well. No paralysis dodge, Sag. But yeah, I think the fact that I leaked ATB didn't end up mattering for that sample fight. It might have mattered if I decided to throw an limit somewhere, but... This is a change, because Tifa has the closest ATB. Ideal. Yo, Ding Dong, what's up? That's 26, 130, 26. Seven down, preemptive. 26, back up 34. No chance of a 138 bomb as well. No, because that's impossible. Might be able to get a low 139, but we're not getting a 138. Sag. At least this time, when I decided to do the motorable menu after motorable, I actually meant to do the menu. I've gotta pay attention to Cloud's Limit here, though. Could have been a 138 with only a one encounter on the way to Junon, but I mean, that's kind of asking for a lot. Those are pretty rare, like 1x. You shouldn't expect them. Oh yeah, though. Low to mid 139 bomb as well, with Stone in it through Stealer. How about that? It's basically a mid. It's not low, it's mid. 2x is mid. It's mid 139, I'd say. If it was a 19, I'd class as low, but still apparently my third best base. Well, that's very deflating, isn't it? Well, people are just going to tell me it's my PS2, so I'm just going to bookmark 79k for later, I guess. I think it's your PS2. Okay, yeah. What do you want me to do about it? What should I do? Should I replace the laser? Should I buy another one? Yeah. Fuck knows, man. He fucking knows. But yeah, bookmarked a listing for later in case we discuss and we decide that I should just buy another PS2. But I should probably just buy a new laser, to be honest, rather than buying a whole new fucking unit. But I don't have a 79k yet. That's like the only slim model I don't have is a 79k. Those are like the best for preserving media as well, so it's probably good to just have a 79k anyway. It doesn't help me for when I decide to switch to 77k again though. But I guess I could always just like move the laser from the 79k to the 77k if the laser ends up being good. But the 7XK series slims, they're more prone to like getting stuck on FMVs if there's like any scratches, whereas a 90k might like skip, like it might not struggle. But I mean, evidently I still had issues on this 90k, so maybe I should just get a new laser. Maybe I should just get another PS2. If I get another laser, I need to get like a desolder. So I need to get like a soldering iron so I can desolder the laser. Right before Christmas. That's how she goes. That's how she goes. I tried today, it was out of my control. There's nothing I could have done about it. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen. So, you know, I can't predict that. But, oh well. Peace live. Could be the discs. I'd rather it be the PS2 than the discs, though. If it's the discs, then that means I need to wait up to another month for new fucking discs to arrive. It sounds fucked, but I'd honestly rather it be the PS2 than the discs itself. Like, soft modern or region modern PS2s are super fucking easy. Whereas replacing the official NTSC discs, you're potentially waiting like a month or maybe even over a month for them to fucking arrive. I mean, I thought it was the discs, but remember the last time it happened, like the FMV after Palmer. I think the last time, like, okay, came into the voice call and then Colin's like, "We've seen what happened today to your run, right after what happened yesterday. We think it's your PS2." I got really like defensive about it, and like I didn't say it, but in my mind it was like, "You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about." But now I'm not as mentally attached to running this game. Like I don't, I could live without this game. Like I don't need to play it. I'm just kind of doing it because why not? Yeah, when I was on the grind, I was just like, I was like very much locked in and like very attached to the game. I was like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. But it could be the discs. It could be the discs. But I'd rather it be the PS2, honestly. You're waiting less time if the PS2 is the problem compared to if the discs are the problem. If discs are the problem, then yep. Wait another month for some discs to arrive. I mean, I could try messaging Waves to get his copy, but like he got that from Dale Wingo, so that's like a sentimental copy of the game. He obviously just probably wants to keep it because he's an FF7 fan. He probably just wants them, for his collection and shit. That would be the easiest option, though. Like just like message Waves and be like, "Oh, can I buy your copy?" But considering how I am, how my PS2s have been, and how my PS2s randomly die and shit, like I don't know. Probably makes it kind of hard for people to trust, like, give me the copies of games because they're probably, I'm probably doing some shit that could be fucking them up. Like, if it's such a common occurrence for me, then it is probably, it's understandable for them to, think like, clearly I'm not like taking care of them or like maintaining my PS2s well enough, and clearly I'm just like being a bit aloof, not aloof, like just like, yeah, maybe I'm being a bit careless with my PS2s. The fact I've had so many PS2 issues would probably reasonably like make people assume that I'm just being careless with my PS2s and they want to like give me a copy because of that, which is understandable. Like from everyone else's perspective, it would make sense to like not want to let me destroy something that they hold sentimental value to because I'm just like careless potentially with how I handle my PS2s and such. But yeah, like cost wise, it's obviously better. Actually, no, it's not. Even without shipping costs, I'm pretty sure like a full copy of FF7 Sonic discs is like $50, which is like a bit more than the PS2. But no, yeah, you'd assume that it'd be better if it's the discs than the PS2, but it's actually the other way around. If you're in the power region, if you're in the NTSC region, it's definitely a bigger problem if the PS2 is the problem than the discs. But in the power region, like it's much more of a problem if it's the discs. Yeah, sooner. So the FPGA thing I've like pre-ordered. Um, don't know when it's gonna arrive, but the sooner those get sent out and I get my like FPGA thing, the sooner I don't have to fucking think about this shit anymore. I could just play and not care. Not worry about my discs randomly dying out or my fucking laser randomly dying out. I could just fucking play. But no. Like, I hope it's the PS2. I hope the PS2 is the problem, because that's like an easier replacement. The discs, you're waiting like a month, potentially, to be able to play the game again. Luckily, Pete Swanson is live, so just go over there. But yeah, I think Waves would be more likely to send his copy to Pete Swanson instead of me, because like Pete's been having issues. Like Pete's on the grind for this game lately, and he's been having issues. At the same time, though, it's like, you know, by the time they arrive, or by the time Pete gets them, it could be next month, and he's going to be doing Stardew next month anyway. But yeah, go over there. This is what it is. Thank you for watching, everyone. I tried my best today, but external factors got in the way, unfortunately. Peace, saucy pot.